Dee Trynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, Industry Sports, streaming on multiple media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Follow us on IG at Industry Sports or at Dee Trynt. If you missed the live streamings, you can catch the replays on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and various other streaming platforms. Make sure y'all check out the industrysports.com website. You know what I'm saying? Get the latest articles, things like that. You got people you want spotlighted, topics you want us to talk about. Man, inbox us. Email us. Come on up here. Let us know what you talk about. You can email us at industrysports@gmail.com or dtrent@gmail.com. What's going on? I'm up here with the boy Top. What's good with you, baby?
Man, what's up, man? A lot of stuff to talk about today.
It is. It was okay. So, we didn't talk on Monday, right? And it was a whole weekend of things that happened. Wherever you streaming from or wherever you can see it from, make sure you get in the chat. You can hit the link. Come in, join the conversation. We're gonna read it off. Just let me know what's going on, right? Tap, I gotta ask you, man. Where you want to start at, Tap?
I was briefly talking to Hollywood about. Let's talk about the sports analysts. I want to call out a name. I'm Noah Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, wait. When you say let's talk about the sports analysts, let's make sure we clear on what specific aspect we speaking on.
I'm gonna speak on how I feel that they are used as puppets to talk negative about the NBA and certain players in the NBA.
Okay. Is this going off LeBron's statements over the weekend about
you got to be more?
Not wanting
You got to be more clear. Not really talking about.
Okay.
You're talking about ex-players.
Ex-NBA sports analyst players.
Okay. Heard.
I was looking at a lot of like Barnes, Friday the Cavs played, right?
Mm-hmm.
They won.
Okay.
Played again on Sunday.
They won.
They won. There were no. When I repeat, I literally the whole weekend, even Monday, was looking on ESPN, every First Take, every Spectrum. There was nobody speaking about the Cleveland Cavaliers and their dominance. Nobody, not even NBA TV. Everybody was so focused on LeBron and Luka. And it's like, and then when they ask about who's coming out the East, they still talk about Boston and the Knicks. Now, maybe I'm missing something here. But Cleveland has had not one, not two, but 3 10-game winning streaks in one season. There's no other team in NBA this season that's done that. We are right now, if you go look on my Facebook page, 2 weeks in the season, I said we're going to go 72-10. Right now, we sit at 50-10. 50-10. And nobody is getting Cleveland their kudos. Kendrick Perkins is the number one that I'm going to go after. That whatever the stuff he speaks is blasphemy. His reasons on why he speaks the way he do is fandom. And he used to be on the Celtics. Okay? I'm just going to put that out there. But he also was a Cleveland Cavalier with LeBron James. And for him to critique certain players the way he does, I would love for people to pull up his stats for his career and his performances. Kendrick Perkins was a subpar player. Big man. Okay. The scrutiny that the Cavs are getting, where people are still, well, I mean, let's keep it real, Trent. Okay. The narrative is bought. So the Cavs will never be talked about unless LeBron is on the Cavs. Let's be real. Okay. The narrative is not reaching for the Cavs. The narrative is always going to be Boston in the East, the Knicks, and Miami. Let's be real. And for somebody who dominated the whole Eastern Conference the whole season, went on the West Coast, and is what, 13-2 on the West Coast? For some reason, still not to be mentioned, not even gloating about, after the dominance throughout the season, after 60 games, and there's 22 games left in the season, and for not to get our kudos, it's preposterous. And that's what I have to say about that.
That's your mic drop?
That's my mic drop.
Okay. I do think there's a legitimacy in a lot of what you're saying. It's some of it I don't necessarily all the way agree with, but I do understand. As far as Kendrick Perkins go, you know, we as people who didn't play in the NBA can say what we want, right? But I understand the fact that Kendrick Perkins didn't go to the league for nothing. He didn't last in the league for nothing. Okay. Udonis Haslem didn't put up a lot of points or stats, and he was still had an important role. Okay. Dennis Rodman is known for rebounds, one stat. All right. You didn't see Rodman getting a lot of steals, and he didn't get a lot of blocks, but he did play a lot of good help defense. You couldn't really get past him, but he rebounded. Right? So everybody has a role in the NBA because the NBA likes to make players what they want them to be. Until they come across those select ones where they gotta bite the bullet. This player is so special that we do ourselves a disservice by not putting up with his bullshit for a while. Was Kendrick one of those players? No. But he also was in intimate settings with a lot of the players that he's critiquing. So it's hard for me to all the way dismiss what he's saying when I know for a fact you strapped up with that man game for game. I know for a fact at one point in your career, a Durant, a Westbrook, a LeBron, y'all depended on Kendrick Perkins for a role on something that you didn't have to do. So when he starts to say what he says about these players, like when he said Durant ain't no leader, where the fuck was the lie? First off, where the fuck was the lie? Name one situation Kevin Durant didn't lead. And this ain't no knock on him as a person, but because I can identify something that is actually factual, don't mean I'm condemning you. We just calling a spade, just like I will if I will be saying it for you in your family. You are the greatest 7-foot shooter we ever seen in history. That ain't no different than me saying you're not a good leader because your track record and resume shows that. That is a fact. So when Kendrick say he was the leader of that locker room, tell me who was the leader then. Because Serge wasn't that old. Nick Collison? You tell me y'all listen to Nick Collison before you listen to Kendrick Perkins. That's what you're telling me. Come on, bro. It wasn't motherfucking Anthony Roberson. And what was my other nigga over there who couldn't shoot, which is a defensive guy? Fuck is that nigga name? I remember it a second. But y'all, like, let's be serious. Okay? So the media, LeBron had his statement on the media, and I agree with LeBron. And I agree with what you said too. The media pushes what they want to push. I've been saying this ever since we started this connection of doing Game Changer Sports Talk, that the media, Cephalosha. Thank you. What's up, J-Rod? J-Rod, Cephalosha. I appreciate that. That's who I was talking about. Cephalosha. My God. So I've been saying the media doesn't even teach the game to the casual fan. Y'all don't teach the game. Oh, this player is great. Well, why don't you break down on film why this player is great? In this situation, this scenario, he broke it down like this. He did this like this. Y'all don't do that. Oh, he put up these numbers. He had this spectacular highlight. The span is but you ain't talking about the guys who set screens for him to get him them open shots and how good the screens was and how effective they was to help that man get that triple double. You ain't talking about them extra rebounds that they was got on the possessions and how the man boxed out. You feel me? To get that rebound and had the awareness that he knew where to get it to the hot shooter at or his star player off rhythm. We ain't talking about how emotion offense is ran and what a down screen and up screen is. What is pick and pop versus pick and roll and how is it effective to what type of player prototypes? Y'all don't talk about this type of shit. No, y'all talk about TMZ type shit. You feel what I'm saying? I've been saying this about the media. Y'all take away from jobs from people who can actually do the fucking work. You know what I'm saying? But what you think about that, Tap?
I got like a 97.8% agreement with you on that. Only thing that I would kind of push back on is, yeah, as a player, if you've been in the field, all right, that's like me. I have a welding and a culinary degree, right? So how can somebody that ain't been in that field tell me the ins and outs of the field if you ain't never participated in it? You know, I get that. So, but somebody, let me just put this out here. Was Kendrick Perkins athletic for his size?
Do you know Kendrick Perkins was one of the top recruits in the nation?
He was when he came. Yeah.
But he went straight from high school. Kendrick Perkins didn't get the benefit. He a person who could have benefited from college.
Yeah. But that's a decision he made.
I mean, you know where we come from.
Yeah, he poor.
You know me?
So yeah.
If the NIL was out when they was in school, we be
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I'm not gonna take. Look, I don't take no flowers away from nobody's achievements. Okay, but I will do. I will critique some of your stuff because the simple fact of if you gonna talk like you was that dog, you better have the stuff to back it up like you was that dog. So Kendrick Perkins, don't get me wrong, he was a instrumental piece on Boston for a long time until he started putting on that weight. Because we remember Kendrick Perkins when he first got in the league, he was tall, he was big, he was muscular. As time went by, 2008, 2009, he started putting on that weight, and his lateral movement and all that you start seeing it messing up his game. And then he started being a journeyman in the league. Kendrick Perkins' best season ever was 2009, 2010. And let me just throw some stats out there for you. Kendrick Perkins averaged 27.6 minutes a game. Okay. His highest average was 10.1 points a game, 7.6 rebounds a game, and 1 assist a game.
No blocks, no steals?
No. But you was a LeBron night. And put it like this for a long time, right?
Ooh.
He was LeBron night for a long time. All of a sudden, his arguments, Mike this, Mike that. I'm like, Kendrick Perkins, When was you not a LeBron night? All of a sudden, the past 2-3 years, you've been this Michael Jordan. I don't know about LeBron being no GOAT. Jordan, to me, is the best of all time. Hold on. I've seen.
Hold on. I've heard Kendrick say over the last year that LeBron is his GOAT.
Kendrick.
So I don't know where you get the, but I know I've seen with my own witnessing. Perk say LeBron is the GOAT.
Perk go back and forth. If you watching video, go on YouTube, look for the past 3-4 years. Perk go back and forth. It's like 1 minute he be like, oh.
I mean, like, how is that wrong? I don't understand how that's wrong.
Let me tell you something right now.
He's a fan. I don't understand how that's wrong.
Perkins, if you gonna stand on business, you got receipts. So everything we say on here, we got to remember it never erases off the internet.
I get that.
So you got to stand on business. My levy would never change on how I stand about any player at any point, no matter what year go by.
I can't say that for me because information always changes the outcome.
Nah.
It's easy to me to make, or it's easy, in my opinion, it's easy to make an assessment with limited information. But remember, it's limited information.
That's true.
When you're playing with a lot of information, that don't necessarily mean your opinion gonna stay the same. And that makes sense.
That's true.
Because you're playing with more information.
Yeah, you it's house money in the beginning. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But when you a fan, you're not obligated to none of that. You're a fan.
Yeah.
Your opinion is supposed to change. That's why you're a fanatic.
Yeah.
The whole point of being a fanatic.
Yeah. 10 toes down.
10 toes down. Now, me, listen, I've always thought Jordan was one of the best players ever, right? Up until LeBron did what he did. But my favorite player was always Iverson. So it's a time where you would have asked me who the best player was, and I would have told you Allen Iverson. I know damn well I was wrong, but I wouldn't have gave two shits. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my nigga. That's who I'm riding with. That nigga better than y'all niggas, and he's smaller than y'all. That was my. He's smaller than y'all, and he doing what y'all doing. Fuck y'all.
That's how I always felt about. That's how I always felt about GP and Jason Kidd.
Yeah,
always been my favorite. GP and Jason Kidd always been my favorite.
T-Mac to me was always my favorite.
Jordan hater, but Jordan never was my favorite player. Jordan wasn't even my favorite player on the Bulls. I like the PJ Armstrong.
That's funny. No, Jordan was my favorite player on the Bulls. PJ Armstrong. I never liked Pippen.
My boy CDK join the chat. What's going on? Join the show. Join the stream. Welcome in.
Oh yeah, it's been an interesting 24 hours.
Yeah, we were waiting for you to get to talking about the Kyrie and the Mavs and all that.
So I had a CDK.
Man, we ain't talking about that yet. Hold on, we ain't got there yet.
Yeah. So CDK, I had.
We were waiting for him. That's what I told him. We ain't talk about all that yet.
And we still ain't got there yet. Though he got a little second. Get comfortable. You all right?
CDK, I had. If you not hip to what we talking about, I had opened up with about ex-NBA players who turned sports analysts who build this narrative about, you know what I'm saying, I think they trash in the game and they're influenced by certain individuals and organizations, and the Cavs are not spoken upon like they should be over the dominance of this weekend that just passed, on top of just in the season in general, East and West Coast. So that's what me and Trynt was going over that.
Okay. I think the Cavs is getting their love. They've been getting their love since All-Star game. But I think in that narrative, like, it's still, for them, it's the question mark waiting for the playoffs. But, like, I think they're getting their shine, like Stephen A. Smith. He's standing 10 toes down. I think Shaq, he went 10 toes down. Like, I don't think nobody is discrediting the Cavs, but at the same time, I think it's what Donovan Mitchell said. And this is the Cleveland Cavaliers player. He said they didn't have Drew Holiday. They didn't have Porzingis. We won the game. The series is tied 2-2, but they was not fully healthy. So like I kind of feel Donovan more. I don't think the media is trashing him, but I think is you got to just judge it for what it is. Like is the series is tied 2-2, and it's just gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Jay Ryan say, "Don't nobody talk about the top 2 teams." What you think about that, CDK?
I mean, all I hear is OKC and Cleveland. Like I mean, don't nobody discredit Boston. And I mean, if you want to say top 4 teams that get discussed on the NBA side, it would be the Lakers, it would be Boston, it'd be Cleveland, and it'd be OKC. Like, don't nobody talk about Denver. We talking about Dallas now. Like, you know, that's dominating the headlines. But like, other than that, like the teams that they talk about just on a normal day, if you turn on ESPN, if you turn on NBA Today, they talking about Boston, they talking about Cleveland, they talking about OKC, and they talking about the Celtics. That's it.
All right. So all right,
Go ahead,
CDK. So check this out. After Cleveland's dominance on Friday, and they win, and then they came and turned around and played the Celtics on Sunday, and came back from a 23-point deficit and won. Okay. When I looked up, I was on YouTube all day Sunday night, all day Monday. I turned on NBA TV, First Take, all these other sports shows. Only thing that they were talking about was the Knicks, the Lakers, and Luka and LeBron's dominance when they come back win. They won 6 games in a row. To me, the Celtics and the Cavs game Sunday was, even though they were down 2 players, because I'm gonna be real, all 4 games this season, Okoro was hurt the first 2 games, and Strus, and we had a couple of injured players when the Cavs were playing early in the season. When the Celtics came and dominated us at home, when they blew us out, we were down players. When we beat them, they were down. So neither team was fully healthy with their full staff all 4 games all season. But to me, maybe just from a fan point of view, that was the highlight game of the regular season throughout the whole season. That Sunday game. And to me, it got no publicity past Sunday night. Nobody really talked about it. They're talking about the Knicks, talking about they're going to get to the 3rd, 4th seed. I'm like, what are you looking at here? Like, that's the focal point of the Knicks.
It definitely should have got discussed. It was definitely a top game. It was kind of like the fights. It was good to see the top heavyweights go at it. Not heavyweights, but it was just good to see the top tier teams go at it. Like I watched like the first game when y'all played the Celtics and y'all went down like that. I did not watch because I didn't think y'all could come back. This game, something tell me to keep my eyes glued. Like I usually go to sleep during Cavs games. But this one, like, it was very entertaining, and this shit it got talking about. Like, I think the Cavs could beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. So, like, it was good to see them not give up and show resilience. Like, I usually don't see that a lot. Like, and you said, like, when they played Portland, you had the teams wrong. When you said they played Portland and did the same thing, it's like, I ask the question all the time, what is the ceiling? I mean, we know the ceiling. But a lot of Cavs fans like, shit, we cool with the second round. But I'm like, well, the pace that they going, I wouldn't be cool with a second round. Like I'm gonna put all my money on the wood on them. I'm gonna go at them. Yeah, that's all they talk about. ESPN is definitely riding LeBron, LeBron and Luka. Like,
Man, that comment. Read that comment, Trynt, real quick, man. So everybody.
Oh, my fault. I forgot I was on mute. He said they had a 2-minute segment on the Cavs and Celtics game, and all you hear about is LeBron shits. Man, they ride that's funny as But
he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
this how okay. So first off, I probably don't watch as much mainstream national media as everybody else because maybe I'm arrogant, right? Maybe I'm just arrogant, right? I've been a student of this shit since I was like 4 years old. If I don't fucking understand basketball by now as a 40-year-old, I ain't gonna never fucking understand it. Okay? And I ain't to say I know it all. I'm just saying the game don't change. Just the way people go about playing it. All right? But the media hasn't changed. The media has been the same it's been since forever. Right? The markets that put the most money into the media get the exposure. That's how it always works. Right? LeBron is a big deal. It doesn't bother me that they talk about it because nobody understands the significance of this move. People hate on this man so much that they can't even talk basketball in reality. Okay? LeBron is the second option. Name me a better second option in the league. Name me one.
I'm getting a feedback on one of y'all.
Yeah, somebody shit up loud. That's somebody turned their laptop up or something. Where we at? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so yeah, name me one second option that's better than LeBron. It's okay, don't worry, I'll wait.
I don't have one.
Because there is not one. Okay? LeBron is the number two.
Just fan down there.
So with that being said, Luka your one, Bron your two. Your third and fourth option is Reeves and Hachimura. This is again where the media makes me mad. Because you don't even know that Hachimura was a top 10 pick. And that Hachimura could actually be the number one option on a growing team. You don't even know he got that much game. J.O., what up? He say, what up, fellas? What it do, J.O.? So you don't even know that Austin Reeves is basically Tyler Hero with better hands. You don't even know that. Because they don't talk about the game. But when they made the trade, what did I say? I came on here and I said, bro, that whole team is 6'6" and better. Of niggas who could all spread the floor. I watched LeBron carry bums to the finals. And then I watched Luka, with the help of Kyrie, take some more bums to the finals. And you telling me Luka and LeBron can't go to the finals? Where does that even make sense at? If you got a double LeBron and you got a double Doncic, who the fuck ain't never open? Yeah.
You right.
I'm just like, hey, there's nothing wrong with them dominating the headlines because guess what? When LeBron retires, most of y'all ain't gonna have shit to talk about no way. I do think I'm not. It doesn't bother me that OKC don't get a lot of love because OKC cheating. And I say that joking.
You're getting feedback from Crack. I don't know what you did, Crack.
I think I got 2 pages up on the next one.
Yeah, you gotta get you to get one close. Dayron said they gotta play defense in the playoffs, though. I mean,
come back, Crack.
Yep.
So LeBron don't play defense in the playoffs? Like, why are y'all nitpicking the point anyway? All right, so OKC don't get talked about because OKC cheating. Stephen A. Smith had a very good point. If anybody should trade for Durant, it should be OKC. Because OKC can literally acquire him without damaging none of their future. These motherfuckers got 18 first-round picks over the next 4 drafts. That shit don't even make sense. Okay? On top of, they got Jay Wills, Chet, fucking SGA. Like, bruh, they got like 3 different core teams on their team, and they just got rid of Josh Giddey.
He was Chicago, ain't he, this year?
Yeah, he was Chicago. They traded him for Caruso.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, they should be the ones. Because OKC just basically holding the rest of the league at hostage. And I think he's right. If OKC don't win a championship this year, Sam Presti should be under fire. Nigga, you holding the league hostage and you ain't even winning? You gotta make this shit make sense, my nigga. Make it make sense.
They literally have 5 players that can play the center position. They got 5 players that literally are like 6'8", 6'9".
So they about the one team. So I think OKC and LA will most likely be the Western Conference Finals, and that's going to 7 games. I think that is the series where Chet Holmgren shows why he's a star. Because in all fairness, nobody in the Lakers front court can fuck with him.
Yeah, Holmgren a little light in the ass. I don't, when
That
playoffs start,
your game. Jackson Hayes light ass, and that's who guarding. Now, Hachimura gonna give him some physicality.
Yeah.
But Chet got a handle and feet work, and that nigga like 7'2" with a sprayer.
Well, mind you, he's only a week and a half back from injury, so he still got to get his feet underneath him, and he only got 20 games left.
But by the time you get to the Western Conference Finals, though, like you got to remember, like the Lakers are 2 right now. So by the time you get to the Western Conference Finals, that's a lot of games that they got back in, bro.
It was about 2 months ago. I said the Lakers would go up to like 3rd or 4th.
I remember I said that, bro. I told you that. I say, bro, the Lakers fuck around and end up with the 2. I don't know if I ain't believing Memphis could hold that spot. I said that.
Yeah.
I said Minnesota was gonna fall. I said I don't know if Houston could keep that spot. I said this.
Houston was number 2 and fell off bad.
I told y'all. Every team that I said was gonna fall, and Sacramento even rising. I told y'all Sacramento got a chance. I told you. Nobody wanted to hear me when I was talking though.
I still look at the schedule. It's a lot of back-to-backs with the 40-year-old. I don't see him keeping the number 2 spot.
Who?
Lakers.
Who's supposed to be
I said the downfall gonna happen. Like I looked at their schedule, and I think they gonna win. I think they got what? If it's 20 games left, I think I see 7 losses. So I leave a gap. I don't know. It's just back-to-backs. Is they gonna load manage this out?
Bro, they don't have to. Even if they did, it doesn't matter. You have 4 potential number 1 options on your team. It does not matter. That's what I started the whole case with. I started with that. You got to remember who they backups are, though, bro. You're not talking about untalented guys. They have Jackson Hayes, who's a 7-foot athletic nigga who can run up and down the floor, catch hoops, get blocks. You know what I'm saying? And lightweight board. All right, we talking about outside the top 4. You still got Gabe Vincent, who's a defensive guard who can stretch the floor. You still got Dorian Finney-Smith, who's a 3-and-D guy. You still got Vanderbilt, Jared Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying?
His ceiling is high.
It's gonna be all about matchups. It's gonna be all about matchups.
So,
if they see Denver, I understand that they played them. But if they play that defense that they played versus Denver and Jokic, and you send in 3 people at him, he's passing out to Murray or somebody. They just didn't hit shots that game. That's not gonna be a defense that's gonna sustain a 7-game series in the playoffs.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now.
When you got Luka and Bron both looking back for fouls.
Denver. All right, listen. Denver or Lakers don't have a bench, so they only gonna go 6-7 deep. Neither one of them got a deep bench, so it's gonna be pretty much the starters doing
my star versus your star.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it's gonna be.
So you telling me that Jokic and fucking Jamal Murray are going to outplay LeBron and Luka in a 7-game series?
Don't forget about my boy Westbrook.
Okay, so that's all I was gonna say. Okay, first of all, Dayron say Lakers not making it past the second round. This is my thing, right?
Okay,
if Denver starts Westbrook and puts and put Murray at the 2 with Porter. And my whole thing with them is, as long as they keep starting Michael Porter and Aaron Gordon together without Westbrook being the point guard, that's not gonna work. Murray has to have freedom of shot, like Jokic has freedom of play, master. You still need somebody else that gets Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. the ball. And that's why when Westbrook was starting, they looked at dominant. But I said that at the beginning of the year. Bro, you got to let Murray play the 2. He's not a point guard. He doesn't even think like a point guard. He wants to shoot. He is at his best when he is shooting. You got one of the best point guards to ever play the game coming off the bench. Are you fucking dumb?
He's
No,
turnover. I think because he's
it's
turnover prone lately, so they've been lightweight dialing him down a little bit because he's been turning the ball over a lot at a high level.
it's his way of load management because that nigga old too. So this is his way of load management. Like you said, they don't have the bench, so they trying out rosters and trying to see who can fill a role. Of course, Russ go be there when it comes down to it because it's rare when you go see 2 people on the same team get triple doubles. It's rare, and they did that multiple times this season with
Yeah,
Russ and Joker. So like, I feel you. This is the West way of load management right now. They coasting. Denver was a proven playoff team. They didn't win a championship in the last 5 years, so they like the Spurs right now. They're getting ready for the playoffs. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of teams are jockeying for position. This is why we call it the Wild Wild West. The month of March is niggas is jockeying. Like, it's almost like tug of war right now. Like I want to say 2 through 10, anybody can come up in there. So I ain't cutting nobody out. Like another sleeper team, Minnesota. I think Minnesota with the right matchup can make it to the second round or can easily make it to the finals. It just depends on that matchup. Like who does the switch with Rudy Gobert is gonna be detrimental. If Rudy Gobert don't guard that pick and roll, they gonna leave. But if Ant-Man like fuck it, I'm about to check 94 feet. I'm not even about to let you switch. I think we gonna have an interesting conversation with Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the West. As far as the East, right? Celtics, Cavs. Do New York hold the 3 spot? Is they still in the 3? They still in the 3 spot, right? Yeah, they still in the 3.
They went from what the 9th seed. What they at 4th right now?
Oh no, New York got it. Okay, so New York has a 6-game lead or 5.5 game lead over the 4, who is Milwaukee. Milwaukee is tied with Indiana for the 4 spot, but Detroit has more wins than Indiana and Milwaukee, and they're in the 6th spot. Detroit has 35 wins. Milwaukee and Indiana has 34 wins. The difference is Milwaukee and Indiana only got 25 losses, and Detroit has 27 losses. So they've played 2 more games than them. But Detroit is 35 and 26 at the 6th spot. Remember I said, though, Detroit knocking.
Hey, we said that.
I did. I say them niggas could end up with the 4, and if they do that, you might have to get JB motherfucking coach of the year. I said that shit. Like, hey.
He was definitely coach of the month last month. So
again,
get a couple more of those. I don't count them out.
You got Miami 6 games behind them. Remember when we first talked, Miami was in the 10th spot. I said, shout out. Demetrius say that's crazy. Shout out Detroit. No, for real though. Miami at the 7th spot, 29-31. Orlando at the 8th spot, 29-33. Atlanta at the tie with them, but they got the 9th spot at 28-23. 28-33. And Chicago was in the 10th spot at 24-37. That's wild that you in a play-in position and you like 13
24
games under 500, man. That's wild.
And that's why we say like this is the most competitive that we see. Like that 3 through, you could say 8, but I can see the Hawks making a push with Trey. But like that's what we say because on the West, like you need about 42 wins to get an 8th seed. Where like you can make, I ain't gonna say the 8th seed, but like it's been years where you had to have 40 wins to make the 8th seed before the play-in. And now with the play-in, now you can make it with 38. But 38 on the East, you could be the 6th seed. Not this year. This year is super competitive. This year, y'all done pulled it in. Like so, like that, like you said, like now it's competition. Like 1 and 2 set. Eventually, the Cavs, the way they going, like they might not have to play in April. They might see what they might bring a Bonnie Bates up.
No, hey, you know what's so crazy, bro? So the Cavs. Oh, speaking on that, the Cavs made a move. They waived JT Thor, and they signed Naquan Tomlin to a 2-way contract, which keeps him on the team for the rest of the season. I like Naquan. I like his story, and the potential of what it could become. But I like his size and the way that he fits with Luke Travers, Amani Banks, Tyson, and Craig Porter Jr. And for that to potentially be your future bench is really exciting to me because all of those guys can ball. You know what I mean? And that's a whole nother 5. So, at some point we could see it as Hunter moves to the starting lineup, and unfortunately Jerome may not stay because he may get a better offer. And the bench probably gonna be.
What did I walk into?
No. We just. This is like a random hypothesis. This ain't no. This was just came off the.
Okay. Oh, shout out to the Cavs. He gave out the giveaway.
Okay.
I said the way the Cavs cooking, right? They might not have to play in April because they go secure the number 1 seed so well. Like they need to call up Amani Bates and let them get like 6-7 games in.
No, don't get me started. Do not get me started. Do not get me started because I'm still mad at Coach. I respect Kenny Atkins and Amani Bates.
Like, is he a prisoner?
Wait, hold on, wait. So wait, let me read that. Wait, I'm glad you're going there. So you can start it off, Tap. Hold on. You can start it off. Misha say, "Ooh, call up Bates. I'm surprised they haven't since the trade. Why haven't they, y'all? So I'll let you tackle this first, Tap. Why haven't they called up Amani Bates yet?"
So I've been a fan of Amani Bates since we picked him up 3 years ago. Okay. He is a working project. It's going to take a while to implement him in team basketball. Is he a scorer? Yes. Can he shoot? Yes. Can he create his own shot? Yes. He put on some weight this year. I noticed his shoulders a little bigger, legs a little bigger, arms a little bigger. The only curse on Amani Bates that JB saw and Kenny is seeing, he gets flustered and he wants to play ISO basketball. He defers away to his old ways. He doesn't stick to the game plan. He wants to get his stats because he feels like that's the way he's going to get minutes. Once he touched the ball, either he's shooting or he's going to the hole. But when I watch him play Canton Chargers, the boy is a walking bucket. When he got into I think he played 6 games, garbage minutes this season. I think it has been maybe 4. If I'm not mistaken, I don't want to false information. But the boy can shoot. I think he needs a little bit more time, but is Amani Bates to me, can he be a 6th, 7th man in rotation? Yes. And that's my take on Amani Bates.
CDK, what you got?
I propose the question. I feel like he a prisoner. Like, because what is he averaging? He averaging like 25 down in the G League.
32.
And
32.
32. Oh my goodness. And because like it started with because he said they all just signed somebody on a two-way contract and got rid of somebody. So I'm saying, well, like you got the player, the G League, why not call him up? And I understand like he got some shit to learn. But with y'all playing with house money with them last 5 games, I'll let him experiment and because I think it'll hurt him. You know what I mean? To see like if y'all make the playoffs and he not on the roster, knowing he had an opportunity to be part of this run that y'all about to go on because he didn't want to pass the ball. I think if you get called up now, like I don't know, is it hazing? I don't know what you call it, but there's something going on there. Like
Demetrius, you're right. He undisciplined.
Yeah, Demetrius said, would you say he undisciplined? Hold on. Go ahead and finish CDK. Hold on.
I'm done. Like I said, I don't know. I'm proposing, questioning y'all. Like y'all looking for two-way contracts. We got a money base. Or y'all got a money base down there. Why not bring them up? And just because y'all gonna have so many games, well, like y'all last 4 games won't matter. Like,
Our last week won't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I feel like why not give them some burn? Like, who y'all gonna get our burn to? Y'all not gonna play Mitchell.
They keep playing. Bates gonna end up over there with JB.
Don't say that, bud.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
I can see that happening.
JB,
because JB played him.
JB liked Amani Bates. That's the reason why he was on the team for the JB.
Amani from Flint? No, where Amani from?
Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
He's from Michigan.
He's from Michigan, though, right? No.
Yeah.
You said where?
Yeah, he's from Michigan, somewhere.
Yeah,
I probably want to say he's from Flint.
Yeah, I was thinking Flint or one of them small towns.
Yeah, he played in Lincoln High School.
Where's that at?
Hold on.
Oh, my bad.
Hold on. He played for the Memphis Tigers. He played at Eastern Michigan Eagles. He's from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Ann Arbor. I knew it was one of them.
He from this. Okay. He from that. Okay. He from.
I just feel like this would be a great learning opportunity for him. Like because, like I said, y'all not gonna have shit else to play with. Like.
Okay, wait. Pause. Stop. First off, you about to start version into your hate and shit. Let's kill that noise right now. We're talking about Amani Bates, and you're trying to segue into some shit we're not even talking about yet. Amani Bates has not filled out his game enough to be a substantial part of the rotation.
Exactly.
Demetrius said, but can he be called up by any team? No, he is on a 2-way contract with the Cavs. Okay, this is that division shit that I dislike. Okay, if the Cavs got an abundance of weapons, so fucking what? There are weapons. We will deploy them bitches as we see fit. Okay, let's start there. Amani Bates still has a lot of growing to do. You can say he's averaging 42 points, but he's averaging 42 points off 30-something shots. There's nothing efficient about that shit.
Right.
You can't be averaging 32 points. You're taking 25 to 27 shots a game. That's inefficient as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay? You're hitting 4 of 10 from 3 on average, but you're taking 10 threes a game. So if we bring you down to 7 threes a game, you might give us 2. What the fuck is efficient about that?
Nothing.
You're 6'9", you barely weigh 200 pounds. You're not a rebounder. Make it make sense. You're not an elite defensive stopper. Make it make sense. Yes. Okay. Demetrius say, I'm so ready for y'all to send the Celtics home. Hold on, we ain't got there yet.
We ain't got there yet.
So, with Amani, he's still a project. But we don't have to call him up this year. Guess what he gets to be a part of right now, though? A winning culture. A team that actually has a foreseeable role for him to fill if he hits all the requirements. It's not a game. you can look at the Cavs and say, damn, he would make he got a great skill set to start at the 3 for them. But he's not going to be able to provide what we need that 3 position to provide in its entirety. So at this point right now, he's a specialist. Kinda.
6'8",
specialist.
6'8", 190.
Mind you, you're 6'9", but your wingspan is only like 6'11", if that. So your arms ain't that long. So you're a big guard, not necessarily a front court player. You really should be playing the 2. Who the fuck is you about to start over playing the 2? Because the damn show ain't Donovan. I know the fuck you ain't getting in before Strus. And I damn sure know you ain't gonna get in there before Hunter. People could say you could get in before Okoro, but I don't even see how you could even come to that conclusion. You gonna come in before Ty Jerome? Who the fuck is you coming in for? Who we taking out? You gonna do what Dean Wade do on the defensive end? I'm just trying to figure this out. So it sounds good. It seems applicable, but it's not.
Oh, so
He needs another year. He went from 176 to 200 pounds from one whole season. So if I can get you to 215 next year, now we talking.
I got
now you've been played against professionals for 2 full seasons. You've seen this organization go on playoff runs for 2 full seasons. Same path Dean Wade took, same path Lamar Stevens took.
I got some stats for you for Monty Bates. I got a little intel reason why I think he's what he is. 2023, he was suspended without pay November 2023 for entering a spectator stance during a game. So his behavior, he's not and this October he had a meniscus tear and had to go under arthroscopic surgery in October. So his mental behavior, he's still not ready yet for the NBA to take that leap. And just this October, he had surgery. So that gives you a better spectrum of Amani Bates. He's still not mentally prepared. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say thug. He's still young. When you are like McDonald's player, when you want all these accolades at a college level and high school level, and then you feel yourself, and then you come into, feeling yourself and you undersized at 6'8", you just got to 280, 290 this year. You're probably like 164 a year ago. And I don't think he's mentally ready to take that leap NBA level yet. I think he's still young-minded. He's still not tuned into. There's a certain criteria.
He immature.
Yeah, there's a certain criteria they look for mentally in NBA players. They know you're talented, but you're still immature mentally. That's what I'm reading right now. What I'm looking at about Amani Bates.
No, you're good. You're good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Demetrius, he might be
one of your kids, but that's crazy. But so let's move this. So as far as the NBA concerned, Cavs, Boston, Lakers, OKC sounds about right, and maybe Milwaukee, challenges them, maybe Denver challenges them. Oh, let's talk about how I said watch out for Golden State. Remember when I said watch out for Golden State, and everybody said I was talking out the side of my motherfucking neck? Look at Tap looking for the birds. I said, hey, Golden State fuck around and make a run. They was in 10th when I had this conversation. They're in 6th now. 4 games under Houston for the 5th spot. 5 games behind Memphis for the 4th spot. 6 games behind Denver.
They were 12th seed. That's crazy.
Bruh, they 6 games from getting the second spot.
I think the way this season is, if you look at the East and the West, right, from 5th seed all the way to like 9th, it's only like a 3 to 4, 5 game gap in both conferences. And it's like this season is kind of, you just don't know. It's only 20 games left, but it's like maybe we were being too I don't know what I'm looking for, but 2 months ago we should have just slowed down a little bit because there was still a lot of basketball before All-Star break, and there's still a lot of basketball after All-Star break. And the way these divisions are now, and everybody is like only a 5-game window amongst 5-6 teams. Like it now you can say it depends on matchups and health at this point. Because a lot of teams from 5 to 12 to 5 is jockeying for either play in or play off.
That's a fact. Wait, hold on, Tap. Ron say still talking out the side of that bit. Hey, them Golden State, man, listen. Them motherfuckers. So with that, with all that assessment, Tap, let me ask you, right? Let me ask both of y'all. Let me ask you. Did Adam Silver accomplish his goal of making the entire NBA season more interesting with the moves this year?
You can go CDK.
I think the West has been like this for the last 15, 20 years, so I could say no. You said that Adam Silver, what did he do? The Mavs made a trade with the Lakers. What did he do to make anything happen? Yeah, not at all. But like the West has been this competitive. Like I said, like if you go back and look at the last 10 years, that AC or the playoffs playing, the teams making has been separated by 1 game. So like the West has been wild like this forever. Like
I don't understand why you keep trying to push this or imply this East versus West little narrative thing, man. I get it.
Because I've seen teams make the playoffs with 30 wins on the Eastern Conference.
Because we play better defense than your whole conference. That's why the East Coast teams always in the top of defensive teams and y'all not. Y'all usually always in the top.
Y'all don't play better defense if y'all have more losses.
You made that shit up.
Bro, I can show you multiple times where the East, the 8th seed before the play-in had 32 wins. That means you had a losing record and made the playoffs. That doesn't happen on the West, bro. It doesn't happen on the West, bro. It doesn't happen on the West. You're not gonna make the playoffs with a losing record.
The West always been run and shoot. That's what West Coast do. Name me a team on the West that ain't run and shoot. Name me one. Pick one.
Spurs.
Show me one.
Spurs is not run and shoot.
Okay, I give you that one.
Spurs is not run and shoot.
Okay, I give you one. That's one.
Yeah, so
that's 1 out of 16.
Quiet it down. The Grizzlies is not run and shoot. So let's tone it down here.
I know what I'm talking about. The Grizzlies not run and shoot.
They're grit and grind. They're grit and grind. That's been their MO since Tony Allen first team all defense. Which changed?
This version of Memphis is not no motherfucking grit and grind. Why is okay? You could get that off with the Spurs because they still got the same fucking coach and the same philosophy. You can get that off with them. Memphis is not under that same umbrella, so we not doing that. You're not telling me Ja not an up and down player, Jerry Jackson not an up and down player, Desmond Dane not an up and down player. What are we talking about? Are you serious?
They're not up and down players. Oh, they're not up and down players.
All right.
They're defensive players.
All right, man. Who defensive?
Desmond Dane is not. He's been runner-up for defensive player of the year, bro.
That's one player. That's why I called his name. Name me another defensive player on that fucking team.
Desmond Bain. Steven Adams just left. Steven Adams just left.
Hey, Gator threw these shots at Crack not too long ago. He said, I know someone that say the West better by far. He's talking about you.
Oh yeah, hey, it's been that way. I'm gonna pull up a team that had 30 wins, bro, out of 82 games and made the playoffs.
So 3
It
out of the
happens
best
more than
4
once.
records belong to the Eastern Conference. That's a fact, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then when you get to the middle of the pack, you got West Coast teams, the next 3 or 4. Because that would be the Lakers, Nuggets, Grizzlies, and Rockets would fill up 5 through 8. Okay. And then after that, the next 3 teams would be East Coast teams. The Bucks,
Okay.
the Pacers, the Pistons. Now we're talking, that's the top 11 teams. So out of the top 11 teams,
It works for
Sixers,
this year.
right?
Your case and your argument works for this year.
So that's about single game
But
season. There's 6 and 5.
listen.
6 and 5 is about even.
The owners, all of them on the West want to do this. Best 16 teams in the playoffs. The Eastern Conference teams do not want to do it. They talk about this like they have owner meetings
I'm gonna
every
say this.
offseason.
I will say this, right? The
Mm-hmm.
West Coast teams are in a lot more attractive cities than a lot of the East Coast teams. The Eastern Conference teams. I'll say that's probably, like, as I'm looking at this list, you know what I'm saying? You talk about LA, Colorado, you know what I'm saying? Tennessee, Texas, California. Okay, you got Minnesota. Then you back to Texas, Arizona, like you know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
Yeah, no, it's
New
beautiful.
Orleans,
It's beautiful.
nigga, Texas. Okay, the only few little states you got in there, like Minnesota, Utah, Oklahoma. All right, but now you talk about the East Coast, right? Nigga, Cleveland, Boston, New York, Milwaukee, Indiana, Detroit. What do all of those cities got in common?
Cold
They
weather.
get a lot of fucking snow. That's the number one. They all get a lot of fucking snow. Okay? People don't like living
That's
there. Then you
facts.
got Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, right? Those tropical. But then you're talking about Chicago, Brooklyn, Philly, Toronto. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? So when you talk about, understand that I get you, right? The West would seem like that, but if we looking at this from an all around standpoint, bruh. Hey, yo, what's good? Hey, come hit this.
Yeah, no, they looking at it from the standpoint of the best 16 teams to go, like college football.
For sure. Here, we can switch though.
And that's
Say that again,
just what the owners talk about. That's not me. That's what the owners talked about, and the owners from the East rejected it because they feel like the smaller market teams would get outshined. They feel like it's more stars on the West, so like teams like Charlotte, Washington, they feel like they won't really make money because they won't really have too many people at the stadium, and you get like a bonus for the playoffs and all that type shit. So yeah, that's how the owners feel. That's not how I feel. Like this year, the East got it. Y'all look real good this year. I can't, like I said, I got no argument with you on that.
And that's
But
all
just
I'm
going
talking
into
about is this year for real. That's it. That's
yeah,
what I'm talking about.
and coming into this season, they went to it like they talking about the 10-minute quarters, and they talking about reducing the schedule to 70 games and all that type of shit.
Yeah, I ain't
That
with
was
that
one
shit.
of the things. Yeah, that was one of the things that they addressed, and all the owners on the West was with it. And it was like 3-4 teams on the East that was like, "Fuck that shit." Like we would never type shit.
The homies. I didn't even peep that in the beginning. So, all right, let's switch up a little bit, y'all. Let's talk some basketball or something. I know somebody said something about some wrestling. All right, so let me say this, right? Hold on. What Demetrius say? Demetrius say Cavs on their second longest winning streak this season. No, it's their third. Well, if they win tonight, it'll be the second. Right now, it's tied for the second because they had another 10-game winning streak. But if they get 11, then you know how that works. But let's switch up the sport for a minute because I really want to talk a little football. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna talk a little football. And the draft is coming. The combine is ongoing. I don't know how much y'all done seen of it or kept up with it or got some type of notifications from it. But this combine is lightweight interesting as fuck. Like, it's some athletes going on. Sources say Eagles about to make Barkley the highest paid running back in the league. Cowboys sign a defensive tackle for $80 million. Bears cut old lineman Jackson. Oh no, they traded for him from the Rams. Darnold not getting franchise tagged by the Vikings, but they working out a long-term replacement deal. Darius Slay got cut from the Eagles. T. Higgins got franchise tagged by the Bengals for a second year. And Devontae Adams got cut as well. What y'all think about that?
I'm about to say, did you see anybody that really impressed you in the draft or in the combine over the weekend?
You on mute, Tap. You gotta be on mute.
Yeah, I was on mute. My bad. I was talking the whole time. That's crazy. Ohio State running back.
His 40 top was nice.
I feel, yeah. I feel
like a 4.32 or some shit.
Listen, Ohio State always had good running backs, offensive linemen, wide receivers, decent corners throughout the years, but majority running backs, wide receivers. This year, if the if the Browns do what I think they should do, right?
And what's that? Say that.
Tennessee has got the first pick, right? I think they're gonna go get Cam Ward. That's just my opinion. I think Tennessee gonna get Cam Ward. The Browns have the second pick of the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get Abdul Carter, right? Who cares what anybody else has to say? Myles Garrett here for 2 years, regardless of the fact we already know that whole nasty situation with Myles Garrett. Get Abdul Carter, the replacement of Myles Garrett when the time comes. He's going to be second man, right? Let him learn from Myles Garrett while he's still here. Let him mentor him a little bit. Let him show him a little whatever he needs to show him. Get some training under his belt. And if not, if you don't want Abdul Carter, we need a running back because Nick Chubb won't be the same. He's going to be 80%. It just Nick Chubb is what it is. He should retire a Browns. I see him. No, it's not to kidnap Miles.
Wait, hold on. We gotta read that comment. No way. Demetrius says so. The plan is to kidnap Miles.
So my take on that is the simple fact of it's not we kidnapping Miles. It's simple fact that he has no leverage because he still has 2 more years on his deal. So as a business standpoint, we're not kidnapping him. You signed the contract. You have 2 more years left on your deal. Then after those 2 years, your third year, we could franchise tag you if we want. We hold all the power. Now, from a fan's point of view, do right by Myles Garrett. But from a business standpoint, we control you. And if we do want to get rid of you after next season, with 1 year left on your deal, I'm not sending you to no Super Bowl contending team. I will send you to the Panthers. Okay? I will send you to the Raiders. You understand me?
Wait, hold on. That's okay. Tap, I feel you. All right. That's you as a businessman and a fan talking and your personal perspective, right? I respect that, right? All right. There's nothing wrong with that because that's how you view it. This is me doing what you did. All right. Let me do it from just a business standpoint, right? Miles, you just fucked up all your leverage. When the offseason started, you had all the leverage. Okay? The moment you took your weird ass around Pro Bowl and Super Bowl week trying to play motherfucking victim is when you fucked up. Now, when you did it the first time, okay, hold on. Me say, so the pressure of being fine is the leverage the Browns have. It's a big deal leading into the draft, I hear though. Okay, it's only a big deal to the people who not involved in the situation. Let's be very clear. It always looks like that from the outside. But I'm giving you the format right now, okay? Before the off season started, Miles, you had a lot of leverage. You did. Because you played and you didn't complain. That don't mean, and I'm not implying you're supposed to just shut up and play because you're an athlete. What I'm saying is there was some give and take. Miles, you did a lot of stupid ass shit since you've been in Cleveland. Almost Kellen Winslow type stupid level shit. Okay? And ain't nobody been on your back about it. Miles, you are not a good leader. Okay? No, you're not supposed to be. But when you go out trying to play victim, this is, I want you to very much understand. When you go out and try to scream victim, you got to make sure that all your ducks in a row on your end. You know why Tom Brady could go play victim? Because Tom Brady was a hell of a leader. So when Tom Brady say, I'm tired of this shit, he got every right to say, I'm tired of this shit. Demetrius say, then, look, would you even draft Carter if Miles didn't make his hostage demands? I don't want you to take what one person said as everybody's universal thought. Let's not do that, all right? I haven't even expressed to you in this conversation what I think they should do. I'm just responding to the question of kidnap Miles and what Tap said. So let's not move the goalpost right now, all right? So Miles, when he did that, he fucked all that up. You're not a good leader because the defensive line hasn't gotten better under your leadership of under your guidance of talent. The people around you haven't gotten better. You're a workout warrior, but who else is like that? And you cannot say the Browns haven't gotten you some type of help on that line and in that front seven over the years. Because they have. And they would have got some of the better players in the league that was available for a nice price.
I can name a couple of people that they put on that line to help them.
We ain't even gonna do that. We ain't even gonna do that. We just gonna keep it short and sweet because I don't want the conversation to get skewed on what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, Miles, every time you go out here and you put these public shits out, you give up your leverage. You know why I say that? Because when the Browns got into it with OBJ, and OBJ said he wanted to get traded, OBJ didn't make no other waves about it. When you asked OBJ, he said, look, I talked to them. We had our conversation. This shit is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be whatever it's going to be. And they did right by him. They got what they got, traded him to a team, went to the Super Bowl and got him the ring. But he didn't make no waves. Let's go to Baker. Baker could have got traded to a better situation, but Baker made all this Twitter noise about how he didn't like what the Browns did when he was the reason for his own shenanigans. So the Browns sent him who the fuck had the best offers. You see the difference? When you play it cool, and they gonna take care of you. But when you do this bitch ass shit, and you know this Browns organization ain't nothing like the previous 20 Brown organizations that's been here, nigga, you don't get no leeway with that. Because they've done right by you, Miles. You've gotten paid. You've gotten your way. Everything you wanted, you've gotten.
And you get treated like work.
Then you didn't ask for enough. What else could I conclude?
And as reports state, other players have stated they treat Myles Garrett like a king there, and he doesn't get held to the same standards as every other player. They let him get away with murder, and a lot of players don't like it. It's been said for many other players on that team during training camps, during the season, Myles Garrett could come late to practices and not even practice and come late and not get nothing, and nothing happens to him. He has his own dinner plan. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So again, what's going to happen is Myles going to go to the highest bidder. Detroit, if you want Myles Garrett, you will be giving up Aiden Hutchinson in replacement, or you will not be getting Myles Garrett. We can just kill this noise right now. Any other team trading for Myles Garrett, if you're not trading an elite asset and 3 draft picks to start the conversation, there isn't a conversation. I need you to understand that. If you're going to lead with draft picks, when you come calling for Myles Garrett, you need to start with your first and your second round this year, your second round next year, and your first round the year after that. That's how the conversation starts.
Can I throw
Now,
something out?
you don't got to want to believe me, but nobody's offered what I've said, and what has Andrew Berry said up to this point.
Andrew Berry is repeating what the boss say. That's it. Andrew Berry speaks for the boss in front of the camera. So Haslam tells Andrew Berry exactly where they stand at. This is not Andrew Berry. This is the boss telling Andrew Berry what to say. So everybody be down Andrew Berry back, but he just doing what his boss tell him. If you're not talking chickens, we ain't selling. Now, let me tell you something right now. Aiden Hutchinson, I will take him. I need 2 second rounds, and I'll even take 2 second rounds and a 6th round in 2028. Now, if you give me 2 second rounds next year, year after that, in 2028, 6th round pick, that probably protected or whatever. You know how that, whatever that stipulation shit is. I'll
That's
take
not
Myles
enough. It's not enough. Aiden Hutchinson can replace the first round pick that you giving me 2 years from now. That's the only thing he can replace. Even when you offer me Aiden Hutchinson, I still need your first and your second round this year and your second round next year.
Yeah.
You're asking me for Myles Garrett. You're not asking me for some average motherfucking defensive end. Who the fuck is you talking to?
That's like you. That's like you saying you asking for Jim Brown. Like we're talking about.
Hey, guess what? Myles will retire before you get him for anything less. Let's put that out there right now. Myles will pull a Barry Sanders before you get him for anything less. Let's be very clear.
Myles Garrett is literally a once in a lifetime player. We will never see another Myles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you'll never see another Adrian Peterson or Mike Vick. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like certain players, you be like, you'll never see another one of them again.
Generational talent.
You better enjoy it while you can, because if we live to 60 years old, right? 24 years from now, whatever, 30 years from now, 35 years from now, you still would never see another Myles Garrett. I've seen this dude in person 3 times. You know how you be like I seen Aaron Judge in person. When you see these type of human beings, you be like, what the fuck who created you? You know what I'm saying? Cause they'd be like, just like that. You'd be like, God dang, like, no homo. But it's like, they are freaks of nature. Like you're not the average human being. You know what I'm saying? And your talent is not average. So you're not getting peanuts and orange juice for Myles Garrett. You're just not. I need the creme de la creme. I need a $5,000 steak with that motherfucking dinner. You know what I'm saying? And the Cleveland Browns are doing what they need to do. I'm not mad. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. I've been since I was 6 years old. What they're doing to me is doing what you should do as a business. Protect the business. Fans, if you think any owner listens to their fans, you think they really care what we think? Because fans come and go. Generations and generations of fans are made all the time. Some leave, some come. You get some new ones, you get some old ones. But when you pass away, this company's still going to be here. They got to think about 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Myles Garrett, you can affect, if the Browns let you go for nothing, just to get rid of that money, because everybody looking at the contract wise. If you get rid of Myles Garrett for peanuts and nothing, you're just basically just trying to dump the money off so you get off that second apron in 2 years. You're not trying to hit that apron. And I get it, because when you look at the numbers and you look at the contract and the aprons in the next 2-3 years, you got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of these, because you already know Deshaun Watson killing us for the next 3-4 years. That contract is just throwing us into the apron automatically. So trying to get rid of Myles Garrett, yeah, you're trying to get rid of the money, but we also need some replacements. I need something with this, because I got a stadium being built in 2028. I need my fans to show up. I need something for this. You just can't get nothing. But you know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say.
So what players you want them to take at number 2? What's your top 3 players or your list of players that you would accept them taking at number 2?
I need a star at the same position. Now, I'm just going to name 3 people. I'm not looking at their contracts or nothing. I'm just giving you who I would take for Myles Garrett right now at his position. Give me Watts.
That's not the question I asked you.
Okay. Oh, okay. My bad.
I said, what players you like at number 2?
Oh. My fault. Well, like I told you before, who we already picking, I'll take that off drip. I'm just taking it off drip.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. My fault. Abdul Carter.
So you assume Abdul Carter is going to be there?
Yeah.
Why do you think Tennessee is going to take a quarterback?
Who do they have?
They already took Malik Willis and they turned right around and took Will Levis.
Okay. So
they're going to take a quarterback again at one. They're the Detroit Lions. That's what you're telling me?
I've read a couple articles, right? Cam Ward, right? Now, I could be wrong, but my assessment from what I read, I'm going to compare him to Steve McNair. The body type, that athleticism, and the arm, and the way he throws it. He throws it but it'd be like no effort. It'd just be like he just stand there and just, he reminds to me, the way people talk about him, he's like a Steve McNair. And they don't have that on Tennessee right now. I don't care the moves they made.
So I just don't see the logic in them having the number 1 pick and passing on Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter.
Travis Hunter is not really talked about a lot like he was.
Have you been watching the combine?
I watched maybe 2 hours of it.
Okay. Listen, Travis Hunter right now is undoubtedly the best player in the draft.
So do you believe Tennessee is going to draft Hunter, right?
I believe they're not drafting a quarterback. Let's be very clear. To
be a 2-way player?
They're not. I mean, he can do it.
NFL level.
He's playing cornerback and receiver, bro. Let's be very clear about these 2 positions.
Okay.
How much physical action do those 2 positions actually get?
15% of the game.
It's what Demetrius said. Look at what Meach said.
Yeah, read what Meach said.
Me said
They think
Will
about taking a
Levis
QB.
trash. Ward McNair, if that's how they see him, it's a lot. You know what? I'm gonna reserve my comment right now because people would take what I'm saying as I'm being corny.
No, I wouldn't. Go ahead. You got that's what we here for.
I like Steve McNair, but his talent was never top 10 pick worthy, even in his prime. So to say Ward McNair is a lock at 1 to me is just weird. That's all. No. I have the number 1 pick. I am taking what I call as the best player on the draft. If I have a player who can play as receiver and cornerback, I just drafted 2 players in 1. Why the fuck is that not the best player in the draft? The Heisman winner who went over 1,000 yards receiving and held down everybody's number 1 option. Like, you got to make it make sense. Abdul Carter is the best next player, from what I've gathered. So for those 2 not to be the first 2 players off the board makes absolutely no sense. And then whatever quarterback is left at 3, that's probably how that's gonna go. Because it's either gonna go Travis Abdul or Abdul Travis. And if Abdul do end up here for the Browns, he's not playing defensive end. He's playing linebacker. Especially if the Browns are on not trading Miles. Now, during the draft, I expect Miles to get traded. So Carter remind me of Derek Brooks. I mean, not Derek Brooks, Derek Thomas. I don't know if a lot of people remember him from the Kansas City Chiefs. He ended up dying young in his career in an ice storm in Kansas City, unfortunately. But he reminds me of Derek Thomas, a guy who is the size of a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. Like Abdul really fast. He started off as an inside linebacker. So I would know if I'm gonna stand firm on not trading Miles, I would put him there. But even if I do trade Miles during the draft, I still wouldn't put Carter at defensive end. He still play linebacker to me. He's a linebacker. I would actually make him and Double O play the linebacker. Him and Oronko. They would be my linebackers. And I would just make Alex Wright and Izzy McGuire my starting ends if you're going to trade Miles. But the problem with this is I'm not trading Miles for nothing outside the top 10. The lowest I might go is 12. So if I'm going to trade Miles in the first round, I'm going to make my pick, and then who want to trade for Miles in that top 10 could start the conversation. That's how that's going to work. And if I decide I want to take a quarterback later or I want to take a running back, that's so be it. But to me, middle linebacker and running back, outside of quarterback, if they do take a quarterback at 2, I think I would be comfortable with them taking Shador more than Cam. Because, and at first I was really on the Cam side, though. I ain't gonna lie. Mm-hmm. Me say linebacker, that's cool. I want a Ray Lewis mindset type. Him and JLK gonna look. Oh, it's too early for me to start talking about JLK, bro.
JLK, it ain't looking good.
Yeah, it's too early for me to start.
It ain't looking good.
I wouldn't even count him for this season.
I'm not counting him for the next 2 years. Like we don't like that hit was so detrimental to his nervous system.
Yeah,
he might be done career wise.
He might be fine. Yeah,
because he's now seen 7 specialists, 7, and nobody can tell him what's wrong with him.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
You know, nobody can tell him what's wrong with him. He can't barely move. That hit really fucked him up.
So the 3 best players, like in position wise for me,
I'm
gonna put Carter But at the same time, I wouldn't draft Carter if I'm LeBron because he hurt. From my understanding, he got the bone spurt, and from my understanding, he's gonna miss the season. And
Well, it says right now, Abdul will not need surgery on foot.
Man, when they listen,
I'm not taking that.
he
Not at
falling.
2 right now.
He's falling. I did hear that
he
report,
falling.
but that was like 2 weeks ago. I wasn't sure how much, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
falling.
I can't do that at 2. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just for the franchise sake. So like, it kind of plays off, and like I'm gonna take a different approach here. So I don't think the Browns will start on Cam or Shedeur, honestly. And who's drafting at 3? Is it the Giants?
Yeah.
So depending on where Travis Hunter goes, if he goes number 1, which technically I think he should, and like I agree with you wholeheartedly, Trent. It is illogical for a team to draft another quarterback after already drafting one. But I think we seen it last year with Washington. Like it was some team where they took another quarterback and they just drafted one. I want to say Minnesota. They signed the free agent.
No,
and
it
then
was
they got
Tennessee. It was Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's what did it. They might do
Pittsburgh
it
did it
again.
too.
Like
Pittsburgh did it too.
Kind of like
Pittsburgh
Philly
did it
when they
too.
drafted 3 centers back to back with the Joel Embiid and all them niggas. Okay, so depending how I feel, I think the Giants need a QB too. I would see what they're offering to move up 1 pick to move down 1 pick. If I can get a nice little 2 to 3, because I mean the same people go beat her. Like I'll take Alshon Gentry at 3. We need a running back.
I was just about to say that. And listen, I like the
him
defensive
better.
tackle too, though. The defensive tackle out of Michigan is cool. The problem is I can find another one of him later in the draft.
And it's gonna be hard to find an Alshon Gentry.
It's gonna be hard to find
Cold weather games, we're gonna need to run the ball, smash my football. This Ohio, it's gonna get cold. When we go to Pittsburgh, it's gonna be cold.
What if this was so crazy? What if that's who they already eyeing at 2 anyway? Is Genty. Because out of all the picks, he the only surefire pick. And if you saying I'm about to pair Genty with Ford, Njoku, Judy, Tillman, now you talking about some type of substantial weapons for whatever quarterback.
Yeah, like I think it'll move the needle. And then the Miles thing, I know y'all said y'all want the Hall, but I'll be curious with the Cowboy situation with the Myles Garrett or with the Michael Parsons. And like we could do that if they give us a second or third. I wouldn't be mad. I know we want like 4 first rounders, but just to rectify the situation, I think that's it. I think that's an equal return. Michael Parsons. Yeah, Michael Parsons for Miles.
2 picks though. I still need a second next year. I still need your second this year. Matter of fact, if you give me Micah, you gotta still give me your first this year. If you give me your first this year and your second next year for Myles Garrett, then we can I nip it in the bud. But
because I think they need to shoot it to us
and take more money, but they still gotta take the money.
No, but listen. I only at that they both getting paid. So at that point, it ain't really that big of a deal. The issue is Micah is years younger though. And Myles Garrett is from Texas. Cowboys has always been his hometown team. So if y'all gonna give me 12 plus Micah and your second next year, then we can end the conversation.
Hey, what did they trade Christian McCaffrey for? It was something crazy, wasn't it?
Went for like a second, a third, and a fifth. And that's only because he had came off injury. Because had he not, this definitely was going for 2 first rounders. No mystery. Saquon would have went for 2 first rounders if the Giants would have traded him.
Man, what? Now that he won the Super. Oh my God! Oh my God! That's what I'm talking about.
The highest paid running back in the league.
Yes. If Nick Chubb wasn't injured, no. Because Nick Chubb was about to be the highest paid until that punk ass Pittsburgh player aimed for his knee and destroyed his career.
And I wouldn't respect Nick Chubb if he went to Pittsburgh after that too. Like wherever he go, as long as he don't go in the division, I'm cool.
Hey, Pittsburgh won him.
Specifically to Pittsburgh, bruh, I don't got no respect for that.
He'd be like a Joe Hayden. I hate Joe Hayden for going to Pittsburgh. I hate Joe Hayden for going to Pittsburgh. How dare you? You got your butt whipped for 7 years in the Cleveland Browns uniform. You know how we hate Pittsburgh. And just because they called you, you had to pick up the phone. You be like, man, look, I'm a Cleveland Brown. I can't go to Pittsburgh. And then you went to Pittsburgh and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that hurt.
You know what I'm saying? You went to Pittsburgh and won the Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hayden forever could kiss my ass. And I'll put it on record.
When Joe Hayden left, that was a way different situation. Like,
I know, but
context matters, man. The Browns wasn't about to do nothing.
No, I'm just saying. I know. Plus, he was like
So they let
concussion.
everybody go where they wanted to
No,
go,
I
man.
no.
Like,
I'm not comparing it. Dee Trynt, look, check this out. I only mention that because it just put in like you going to Pittsburgh like as a Browns player, and you been here for like 8 years and more. One team you do not go to is Pittsburgh. Anybody else, Cincinnati, anybody, I don't care. You do not go to Pittsburgh. That's all I was saying. I wasn't comparing apples to oranges.
I ain't gonna lie, man. The Browns get tried, bruh. Listen, in a perfect world, right? You know, in a perfect world, listening to all these scenarios and what I would like, yes, you know, we would be able to get Tennessee to take a quarterback, get the Giants to trade us up for a quarterback. We take Travis and trade Miles to Dallas, get for Micah, get the 12, and get Genty. That would be an ideal world. Fire.
So I think we have been the next round and go get Will Howard for our QB.
No, he trash. You go look at the tape. He trash.
It's just the bridge. It's just the bridge. It's just the bridge. We still gonna need a QB next year.
It's a better bridge than that. Nah, it's a better bridge than that. It's a lot of good quarterbacks that's gonna come out there.
You talking about Dort? You talking about Dort?
I wasn't even really looking at Dart, to be honest. Everybody else brought him up on the radar. I like Ewers. I think Ewers could develop. I think in the system he could do the Kirk Cousins. Be a second, third, fourth round pick that can come in, sit in the system for a year like they did Dorian Thompson Robinson. You feel me? Learn it and just pick it up better while he get his NFL body up. I think he could service in that role. And he wouldn't be intimidated by other good players. You know what I'm saying? So I could see, but Will Howard, don't get me wrong, man. Like, I ain't got nothing against Will Howard. He cool and shit, but he can't be my quarterback. I don't run on state. They pay him. I wouldn't have paid him.
I feel you. I'm just saying I get somebody third, fourth round. Fourth round. Like, I don't think we don't have to do it first round.
Yeah, like I'm saying, the Browns need number one players, so you got to get the best players available. Like, so I'm like, bro, listen, Trav fire, Genty fire, Carter hurt, he off the board. I'm so sorry. After Courtney Brown, no, bro, I'm sorry, it's over with. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, after Courtney Brown,
man, yeah, and that's what it is. When I heard about the injury, I was like, yeah, we can't, because they said, yeah, you know what I mean, trade Miles, get Carter, and I'm like, well, not with that injury, not no more, no. Yeah, that's all bad. Like, we can't do that, because then we gonna be waiting on Deshaun. Like, we not waiting on Deshaun, but we'll be waiting on Deshaun and our rookie. Like, give us some type of hope.
Yeah, like Saquon signed a 2-year, $41.2 million extension with 36 guaranteed.
Damn.
So, fire.
Shit.
But yeah, though, man, I like that. I think though the combine showed some players, man. The Jahad Campbell guy, I think he might go higher. I still like the Mason Graham guy though, the defensive tackle. He's probably the one position that Miles would most benefit from if he's going to stay. Long term, though, I think realistically, Miles will probably get traded before the season if he's going to get traded. He's probably going to get traded at the last possible moment. After he's been fined a few games in a few weeks for not coming in, because it will only make sense for Cleveland to recoup money. All right, bro. Ain't nobody gonna offer me my first rounds and stuff for that package I want. You gonna sit, right? And
Right.
you gonna sit till somebody offer me them packages, right? And you gonna not come to work, and I'm gonna get some of my money back.
Just breaking news. I don't know how, but I just looked up Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins just got franchise tag. And Kansas City offensive lineman Trey Smith got franchise tagged.
Okay. Yeah, they franchise tagged Higgins the other day. And the Trey Smith dude, he like fired too, the young guy.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm T. Higgins, I'm sitting out. You ain't about to do me like that.
Yeah, if I'm T. Higgins, I want out. I want out of there. I want out of Cincinnati.
You did it last year. You're not about to do it again.
Even your quarterback is talking about he went out. Like, the franchise ain't trying to win. He ain't trying to ruin his career here. Like, I want out of here. I went out. You got running back gone. He happy where he was at. He was one play away from the Super Bowl. I want out of Cincinnati, bro. Get me out of here.
Higgins?
If I was Higgins, that's why they franchise tagged him.
Why? I mean, well, Higgins should be a number one option somewhere. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
The problem is though, like, I mean, I can't fault Cincinnati, bro. If you're not gonna start with 2 first-round picks, why would I let him go? You gotta understand. After we cannot come to some type of reasonable reconciliation, there's only the business left. I don't understand. I don't understand what you think you're supposed to get. Like, this ain't basketball. I don't think y'all understand that. This is not basketball. It's not how this works.
Oh, it do. He can hold out. I've seen NFL holdouts.
Yeah, but they also get fined the whole time.
It ain't like the NBA.
They get
NFL.
penalized, bro. Them NFL players get penalized for every practice and every game they miss, bro.
Every meal. Every
the only
team
thing
meeting.
that's lighting it up is because the practice schedule is different. So they only practice like 2 days out the week, versus when they used to practice 4 days out the week. So you ain't getting taxed as many checks because the preseason isn't seem that important. But you're still getting penalized for OTAs you miss.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? You're getting penalized for every day.
Just imagine you're not showing up to a game and then you get a bill for $65,000. You ain't gonna do that for 18 games. They're pushing the games up to 18 games.
I understand, but I said if I'm speaking for T and you franchise tagged me last year, it's not saying that I want to be traded. It's saying I want to be paid.
Yeah,
so at this point, I don't care because you play.
Him like they already made that announcement like a few weeks ago, and there've been all type of drama. I think his money.
Yeah, you playing with my money, bro.
They don't want to give him the max because they trying to figure out some shit, so they're gonna tag you just to give you that bare minimum to keep you. They still hold you.
I gave you a year to figure this out, bro. You franchise tagged me last year, and with the injuries that I had the last 3 seasons, bro, I need paid. Before I go back out on that field,
I've been
injured, I've been concussed. I need to get paid before I go back out on that field. And that's what I say. Like, I feel the business side, but I also feel the human. He needs to get paid. And if y'all not gonna pay him, send him to another team that will. But the franchises tag him again, y'all just doing bad business. And
hey, now that's crazy. For 2 years in a row, you keep tagging me, bro.
Yeah, like, pay me my money.
Not 2 years.
I'll show when I go out there. I'm gonna be a pro bowler.
Again, I'm gonna say this again. After there's no reconciliation, there's only the business left. It doesn't see. This is the part where people fail to want to acknowledge all the time. Business is the whole reason we're doing this in the beginning. Business is the whole reason that this relationship is beneficial. At the foundational level, your talent is marketable for a system that we have. We pay you a percentage for applying your skill set to our program. That is the foundational level. All the interpersonal stuff is what makes each contract different. Okay? So again, once we can't come to terms on common grounds, what the fuck is left? I know you're top tier. Franchise tagging you ensures that whoever trades for you has to give me 2 first-round picks. That's what the franchise tag means. So now you have to find the team that's going to trade for you and trade 2 first-round picks and give you the extension. That's just good business. I don't care how you look at it.
All right.
Back on the draft shit though. What y'all think about Finnan Jr.? I mean, not at 2 though. Only number 2. How y'all think
At who? The tight end?
Yeah, tight end.
And he'll be fired here if they let him play fullback too. See, the problem with Kevin Stefanski's system is he don't run it from the pistol. If he ran this same shit from the pistol, that should be gas. But I do like what he got, and I think Finney Jr. will be a fire pick. I just don't know if he'll be there in the 3rd round where I'll be more comfortable picking him. Because I think he's 2nd round talent, but I think his best utilization is as a fullback / 2nd tight end, because you can easily get him mismatches coming out the backfield. So, but I do like his game though.
Yeah, I ain't.
Yeah, tight end from Bowling Green.
Was he white or black? Cause I'm saying some white dude.
Oh, he black.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
fire.
I ain't hit him. I'm gonna do a little research
He's
on
like 6'1". Like he ain't low. He's like 6'1" or 6'3". So I want to say he's short. Though. I want to say he's like 6'1", 6'2". So he kind of short for the. You know, he ain't Njoku 6'4", but he got running back ability.
He's 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, it is 6'3"? Okay, I said 6'1".
He's like 6'3".
All right, so until the combine, did he go through his combine shit already?
I think so. He like 6'3", 6'4", 230.
Okay, if he's 6'3", that's
from Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, that's fire. But yeah, he kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie. I seen a little work on him.
He a dog. I fuck with him.
Is Shiloh coming out this year?
Yeah.
Is Shiloh coming out also, right? Not just Shador, right?
So
yeah,
Shiloh. So the thing about Shiloh is
he did his thing at the
I don't think Shiloh is good at man coverage. I think he's great in zone, and I think he's good in run support, but I don't think he's big enough to be a strong safety. So I think he's a free safety, and in that respect, I think late 4th round. Now, unless he coming that bitch and run a 4.3 and bench 225 20 times, then I'll change my statement. You give me a vertical jump above 38, I start changing my statement. You know what I'm saying? He can show me an agility cone drill under 5. Okay, or I think it's under 7. I think it's under 7 is realistically right.
I thought he had an impressive Senior Bowl, and they were saying his stock was going up coming into the combine. So I was just curious. I ain't know he ain't do it yet.
I mean, he's a hitter. I think he's good in zone coverage. I think he sucks in man. I think he can play a long area. I think he has a good acceleration. I think he has good IQ. But I don't know if all that screams second round talent. I think Shador is more first round talent than Shiloh. But I think there's enough players that are better than them overall at their respective positions before we get to quarterback. And that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I think Cam Ward or Shador is trash. I think they're first round quarterbacks. I don't think they top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't think they franchise changing quarterbacks.
But just because I think it's 15 overall players better than them.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the draft shit gonna be cool, man. This free agency period going on, they starting to do the redos and all that. We gonna see what people offer, but I ain't gonna lie. If they trade Miles, they gotta trade Denzel too. Denzel gotta go. Batonio gotta retire. Wyatt Teller gotta go. Everybody gotta go. I ain't gonna hold you. If Miles Garrett goes, all the rest of you niggas go. And we just gonna get back as much as possible and make our moves. Because what? I ain't about to deal with some more Grisgruntle niggas because y'all ain't. Oh, Miles ain't here getting no more special treatment. I can't get my special treatment leverage. No, well then get the fuck up. Get your ass the fuck up out of here. Cause y'all don't want what's best for Cleveland. Y'all want what's best for y'all. And that's that weirdo shit I can't get down with.
Denzel Ward has no leverage at all. He's one concussion away out the league. And on top of that, you signed a 5-year deal with us, my boy. He ain't going nowhere. He could talk all he wants. But has Denzel Ward been an all-pro to me in the last, 2 seasons? I can argue no. I think we overpaid him. He had that 2018 season. I think we overpaid him. 2020 season. I think we over evaluated him. There ain't no really large cornerbacks, like large. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely top 3 in the league. Just over his body of work, respectfully, he's at the top of his class. But he's concussion prone. He's literally one concussion away from being out the league. Literally. And next year, let me just remind you, he signed a 5-year, $100.5 million deal. Next year, we owe him $20.1 million. A base salary of $13 million a game. Or some shit like that. Like, Denzel Ward is one concussion away from being out the league.
So he definitely ain't got no leverage.
He has
I'm gonna let
nothing.
y'all keep rocking, man. I gotta step out. I'm gonna probably jump in from the phone and shit because I gotta go make a run and shit.
Good. All right, no doubt. We ain't gonna stay on this topic too much longer, but yeah. But as the Browns should, and as they will, we're gonna figure this out like we always have. We done seen some dark days in this city with this football organization since 2012. We done see some dark days. We will pull out of this like we always do. We always find a Braylon Edwards somewhere. You know what I mean? We always get a Jarvis Landry. Joe Jaravicious. Like, shall I go on? A Nick Chubb. We always find talent. We always find a Baker Mayfield. We always find the talent. It's just that we run into some couple troubling years to put the talent together. We will dig ourselves out of this hole. We will be back to being contenders to a certain degree. We will win some games and ruffle some feathers throughout the league. We're, dare I say, 2 replacements and 2 good draft picks away from being division championship contender. Bars, we're better than Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals by far. By far. As paperwork wise, to me, depth chart wise, we are way better than those 2 organizations. Only people I'm worried about is Baltimore. And they went and picked up Henry. So I got to be worried about them. Man, they got Lamar Jackson. I mean, of course I got to be worried about Baltimore. But am I worried about Cincinnati or the Steelers? Justin Fields? Russell Wilson? Hell no. Cincinnati? No. They don't even have a defense. Their O-line is trash. We destroy them every year. So, that being said, Myles Garrett, I'm sorry, but you're going to be here. Denzel Ward, I'm sorry. Joe Patona, you can retire. I mean, we could find you. You had 1 good season and we overpaid you. See you. I'll holler at you. My Browns will succeed and we will pull out of this, whatever y'all want to call it. That's all I got to say. Go Browns.
Yeah, and I'm this off season. I'm not even looking forward. I found out when I get my hopes up, it's all bad. Like coming up when I was younger, I used to have draft parties.
Yeah, everybody did. Everybody did.
I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the draft, bro. Like,
I'm not.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like free agency is going on. I don't know. Like if something come across my Bleacher Report, then I'm cool. Like I guess we did good, but like I just gotta see where we go. Like it's just doesn't look good. So like I don't know. Hopefully somebody make a name for themselves, like on Wolverine versus Deadpool. Hopefully somebody go try to make a name for themselves because I don't know what the fuck we doing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, was it the Pesto, whatever the analytic baseball nigga is? Hopefully he got something cooking up over there.
You talking about that nobody knows what his job title is or what he does in the building, but he's Paul DePodesta. He's been there for 4 years and nobody knows what he does. But whatever.
Maybe he got something cooking.
I think
yeah, I mean, this is even with us having a number 2 pick, like I don't see like 2. I mean, I do, but I just don't trust that we're about to get this right. It's like, you know, you can't keep lying to me and me believe you. Like I just once I see it, I believe it and I assess it from there. But I'm just curious. Like I think trading down would be beneficial depending on how much. Like especially if you're not solid on nobody. Just don't pick nobody just to pick somebody. Like
there is nobody in this draft that makes me feel like, oh, we're gonna win about 7-8 games next year. Now, when we were like getting Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, and then we were picking up like I'll even say Johnny Manziel. I will even go as far as saying when we were drafting Johnny Manziel, I was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. Shedeur Sanders doesn't make me feel that way. The running backs don't make me feel that way. And we have so many holes that needs to be filled. This draft and next year's draft won't even sustain the holes we need to be filled with free agency, with trade deadline. Like we're 3 years behind schedule right now. All because of one contract. There's nothing that will save us right now. You could pick whoever you want in this draft. We are in a hole for 3 years because of this Deshaun Watson contract. There's nothing this organization can do but sit there and lick their wounds until it's all over. That's all we're doing. Are licking wounds for 3 years. I don't care what you say, what narrative you try to paint. Any move you make, you're just licking your wounds and waiting to heal in 2028 when you open the new stadium. That's all you're doing. They're not winning. You're not going to be playing winning football for the next 4 years. Let's just be real. We're not going to be competitive enough. Deshaun Watson will never. No, it's going to be 2028 when we'll turn it around, because we'll be out of the Deshaun situation. And then, you know, the cap goes up every year. So eventually within 4 years, we'll be okay enough to start doing our rebuild for our new stadium. The beginning of the new beginning. Think about it. They're building a new stadium. They're talking about once they move, the curse will be lifted. So they're building a new beginning. Hopefully. With the same bad apple at the top. What makes no sense. You're going to sell a town, a new hope and a new beginning with the same owner. That's the bad apple.
But like they won't get it right. I'm done with it.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm gonna watch the draft and see what they pick and take it from there. We gotta take it one day at a time, like we recovering alcoholics.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention as much as I need to be, just so I can have my knowledge. So when we get on here, I have, you know what I'm saying, stuff that I can time on topics. But other than that, I'm not paying attention to this. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors through the whole league. So I'm cool. I would love to talk about
my bad, not to cut you off, but it hurts when you know you should grab somebody, like how you said Baltimore has Lamar Jackson. I felt that draft we should have took Lamar Jackson. We should have took Saquon Barkley. That's why I can't get my emotions into it, because knowing, like, I don't think we go get Travis Hunter, and I think he's gonna have a great career. So it's gonna be like he's gonna be another person that if he's available after 2 or wherever on the board, if we don't grab him, I feel like he go bite us in the ass. Like we just go see him have like a Darrell Revis type career type shit, like just locking everything down.
I think he's going to be more. See, my thing is we need a receiver. Us getting Hunter, to me, at the NFL level, I could be wrong, but I did play wide receiver and corner because I'd use my speed because I was always fast. So I always played corner and wide receiver. I played corner wide receiver at Wiley, and when I got the Heights in my name for a year, I only played corner. To me, he's going to be the best position for him to focus on is being a CB. We need a receiver. We don't need a CB. We need a receiver. You know what I'm saying? We need a receiver.
I think we need DB help, because I mean, saying, you know, I play it too. And the only person I like in our backfield is Delpit. I didn't even like McLeod back there last year.
Delpit, let me tell you something. If
That's the only person I like about there.
If you put anybody but Denzel Ward that we got in that backfield on a chart for the other 31 NFL teams, they wouldn't even make it.
I believe you. But I seen Ward and Emerson get beat a lot. And some of it was coverage where it looks like the safety's not there.
Emerson,
but I was confused how Ward made a Pro Bowl. Like, you said he had the 1 year, but he's been to multiple Pro Bowls, and I'm like, you just giving out Pro Bowls at this point.
Because it's because they go by, I forgot what the name of the stat is. It's basically like how many looks does a quarterback on that side of the field that he defends or something. And he has like high deflection percentage, and like a quarterback might throw his way 3 times in a game. And like that's the highest at his position in some stat like that or something like that. That's why, because he's like, I mean, he is who he is. Now I'm not taking nothing from him. He's like top 3 at his position out of the whole NFL. But he can't stay healthy. Every year he's out 2-3 games for concussion. It might be 2-3 weeks he out for a season for a concussion. It's like, I need 16 games, 17 games out of you, my boy. You know what I'm saying? I need consistency out of you. You haven't gave us that since 2019, 2020. When do we draft you?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need consistency out of you. And he hasn't gave us that. And for you to talk about, if Miles go, I want to go too. First of all, bum boy, you signed a 5-year deal here. You're not going nowhere. And nobody's picking up that money knowing you want concussion away out the league. Come on, bro. Like, you have no leverage here. But anywho, enough Browns talk for me. That I didn't draft.
Right. We about to shut it down.
Yeah.
But we definitely ain't about to be having to do no crazy ass rebuilds. Y'all boys be tripping.
No, I don't want no rebuild. There is no such thing as a rebuild.
It ain't gonna be no rebuild.
Yeah.
Thinking, man. It ain't about to be like that. Trust me.
Oh, I already know. We just gonna go to a little it's gonna be a little dark time. That's all they do. You know how this go, bud.
It's gonna be that dark, you know what I'm saying? Get a little rain, we're gonna throw that umbrella
Yeah.
Get us a raincoat, have our rain boots, and we go whoop some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Go Browns. But we checking out, man.
All right. Now I have fun. I'll catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Yep.